regardless of who actually files the taxes, you are responsible for all the information on there, and it can be a source of anxiety. 4 out of 10 moms reported feeling overwhelmed during tax time with all the information and things that they need to do. That is really no surprise. Figuring out how taxes impact you in your specific situation, it can be very confusing because there's a lot of different variables to think about. We want to make that as easy as possible for you. We have the Tax and Information Center at hrblock.com, and we also have a customized checklist that you can create of all the tax documents that you need to file this year. So going through that list, you can check things off as you receive them in the mail and as you keep them organized. And that's at hrblock.com/checklist. For filing your taxes this year, don't panic. There has been a lot of information in the media about refunds going down on average or going up or misinformation, but none of that really matters. It's about what your refund is and how it impacts what your expectations were. But I really want to empower you to think of taxes as a year-long activity. There's lots of things that you can do to potentially try to get a tax credit or tax deduction or plan for the outcome that you want for your specific situation by doing a W-4 planner with a tax professional and adjusting your withholdings. From home, we have hrblock.com where you can file your taxes online, or you can purchase or download H&R Block software. In either case, you can chat with a tax professional, even if you feel pretty confident about most of the return, but just have one question that you want to talk with someone about. We have found that the people who had their tax refunds decreased or owed for the first time really were the ones that hadn't planned for it. So this is the first year of tax reform, and you can't really compare your refund this year to years past. It will look a little bit different. However, there's certainly good news that came about for taxpayers. So the standard deduction for every filing status nearly doubled, and additionally more people are able to claim the child tax credit, and that amount actually per child doubled as well. So while there are some people who are receiving less in terms of taxable income because they're losing some itemized deductions or having an itemized deductions reduced, I would encourage you not to worry. Make sure that you come in and be prepared to know what's going to happen this year. It certainly can be a struggle to know what is something that you can toss or what is something that you need to complete your taxes. We want to make that easy for you. hrblock.com/checklist is a place where you can go to get a customized checklist of what you're going to need for your tax information. But don't forget, there's going to be some pieces of information that are not on tax documents, such as your children's social security number, as well as the EIN for your daycare. First-time homeowners, if you closed in 2018, you'll receive a settlement document, and that will have a lot of really important information on it that you're going to want to take to your tax appointment and look through to see if there's any additional deductions that you can take this year, such as home mortgage points. The good news for home sellers is that there is a sale of home exclusion exemption on your capital gains. Hopefully you're in that group of people who had their home increase in value while you owned it. And in that case, that could cause some capital gains. But if you lived in your home for 2 out of the last 5 years as your main home, if you lived there, then you might qualify for the capital gains exclusion. hrblock.com/checklist can give you an a checklist of all the documentation that you need. For military families, it's also helpful to have information such as your state of legal residence, which can be found on the service member's DD Form 2058. This actually happened, and it was passed as a law on the very last day of the tax years. And during that time, we were in shutdown. So a lot of people didn't get to hear about the benefits of this new law. This actually provides a tax planning opportunity. So it's important to make sure that you're talking about it with your tax professional. But of course, our H&R Block tax professionals are aware of this law and really glad that it got passed. So the service member will have a form called DD Form 2058, and that will provide their state of legal residence. There's no election that you need to make for the military spouse to have their home of legal residence be the same as a service member, assuming that all the requirements are met. So you would just want to make sure that you talk with your tax professional to make sure that you're getting the benefit of this new law. This is actually a pretty complicated question, but one that we see all the time. It really is a matter of personal preference. For example, if you are able to have your withholdings of the military spouse member bumped up to be withheld more, it's possible that you can get around not paying estimated taxes. And of course, depending on how much money that you make, if your expenses are close to that amount, it's possible that you also don't have to file. We certainly recommend that this is a situation that you talk to a tax professional to get information on your specific situation.